Hello, good morning, everyone. Just want to say thank you to Twyla and thank you to the Hill School for putting this all together. It's really partnerships like these that help us through our economic development. At the Borough, we recognize that we can't do it alone, and it takes cooperation among many different individuals, many different organizations to power through an economic development and revitalization. So the Borough of Pottstown, just to give everyone a little bit of context for those who may not be as familiar with the borough, we're about 40 miles from Philadelphia, 20 miles from Reading. Geographically, we have a great geographic location. We're the hub for a region with a population of over 100,000 people. The borough is 22,500 people itself. So we're not just a population center, we're also geographically a center in that sense. And we're also a center for transportation because we have several forms of transportation that all come together in Pottstown with Route 100, 422. We have freight rail service, the Schuylkill River Trail, which is a regional trail that was recognized in 2015 as one of the best trails in the country by Readers of USA Today. And we're really blessed at the location that we have, not to mention the beauty of the Schuylkill River and all the recreation opportunities that offers to us as well. The Borough of Pottstown consists of a borough council of 7 members. We also have a mayor, and then we have 7 different departments within the borough that handle the different operations. One of the things that we offer to investors is the opportunity to meet with us really even before your project begins at the idea phase. We kind of call it a pre-application meeting, but in reality, it can be even earlier than that. So we really encourage everyone to come to us with their ideas. We'll sit down, have a meeting with you. It'll be myself, our director of codes, more than likely someone from one of our economic development wings here in the borough, to go over your project, try to identify any hurdles you might have to overcome, and also to make you aware of any opportunities there might be as part of the project that you're undertaking. And really, this is all done in confidence. We won't share that with anyone else, and just so that you can kind of get a better understanding of how the borough operates, and so that we can get a better understanding of how your project will fit into our comprehensive plan for the borough. As I said, we have many economic development partners here in town. PAID is our primary economic development wing, Pottstown Area Industrial Development, Inc. We don't do economic development in-house. We kind of foster that through a separate entity. We feel that it can be a better interface for developers. Sometimes developers and investors they're not comfortable coming to the government for whatever reason. So PAID's kind of that intermediary. They have a lot of different connections that they can offer you, a lot of different ideas, properties, things like that. And I'm sure Peggy Lee, when she speaks on that, she'll elaborate on all the opportunities that PAID has for you here in Pottstown. We also have a downtown improvement district authority. They have several events that they put on, including Hometown Holidays and the Pottstown Farm, and then of course Hobart's Run, which brought us all here today. So this is kind of a map just showing the geographic kind of areas for each one of these organizations. So PAID covers the entire borough. Hobart's Run is in the yellow there, and the downtown district in the red. And then we're also starting to establish somewhat of a recreation district on our eastern end as well, which I'll get into a little bit later. So what we're really trying to do here, we're trying to build on the assets that we have in Pottstown. We have a lot of good bones. We have great architecture. We have good highway access. We have a municipal airport that some of you may not know about that offers charter flights if anyone is interested. There's also a flight school there where you can get airplane lessons as well as hot air balloon rides. We have two mass transit systems here in town. We have the Pottstown area rapid transit part, which goes within Pottstown and then to all the employment centers, both inside and outside of Pottstown. And then we also have the SEPTA 93 bus that comes from Norristown Transportation Center. The other benefit to Pottstown, we're a historic town. That means we have a compact and walkable layout. It's very convenient to get around with all these wonderful assets that we have here. I mentioned the Schuylkill River Trail. As a part of that, we also have a free bike share program. You can rent a bike for free and ride around Pottstown for the day. So we think that's a great asset to offer both our residents and our visitors. Some of our community assets that we have here, we also have a hospital, Montgomery County Community College, as you well know. A newer development is Pottstown Works. This is a program that was developed to help train job applicants on how to seek jobs, how to prepare their applications, how to look for jobs, and then works with different businesses in the community for placement. And they've had some very successful stories come out of that program. So we're really happy to have Pottstown Works here with helping our businesses. We're also fortunate to have a playhouse, Steel River Playhouse downtown. If you haven't seen a show there, I'd highly recommend it. Infrastructure investments. I'm sure everyone has noticed all the construction going on in town right now. It's a little bit chaotic. We have just about 4 major infrastructure projects going on right now if you count the interchange work and the bridge work at 422, which is supposed to be completed. I think the latest was in 2019. One of the things we're blessed with is excess capacity of water and sewer. So if you're coming here for a development and you need water or sewer for a high residential or industrial use, we have it. No worries there. And we also have a very ambitious water and sewer main replacement project program going on. In the last 2 years, we've invested $5 million alone in pipe replacements underground. We are also upgrading our plant to become more energy efficient. We are preparing for future development, laying the groundwork, making sure that we're ready when the development pace starts to pick up. This year alone, we're paving 3 miles of roadway. So that's a lot of the streets are kind of torn up right now. That's what's going on there. We're also replacing 65 traffic lights using smart technology so that all of our traffic signals will be timed. The light fixtures themselves are getting upgraded to LED fixtures, and that's in Pottstown. And there's also interconnections with traffic signals throughout the region and the surrounding municipalities. And then also under construction this year is Walk Bike Pottstown, and this is a system of interconnected bike routes and bike lanes comprising about 5 miles. So all ends of the borough will be connected by this system. It will link up to many of the parks and all of the schools, the public schools in the borough, and then also the Schuylkill River Trail. So we're truly a walkable and bikeable community that I think is really becoming the trend, and it's not something that people just think is nice anymore. It's really something that people expect, and we have that to deliver to our residents. Many different attractions here in town. I mentioned the T-Rec district. These attractions are all kind of in the eastern end of the borough. We have the Colbrookdale Railroad, Scenic and Tourist Railroad. They're going to be building a station later this year in Memorial Park. You can see some of the visitation numbers, 20 to 30,000 annual visitors there. We have the second oldest carousel in the country. It's a 1906 Philadelphia Toboggan Company carousel that just opened last year. We've had very good attendance at that as well. The borough owns its own miniature golf course right next door. And then we also have Pottsgrove Manor, and then the Schuylkill River Trail, which brings approximately 8,000 visitors to the area annually. So we're trying to build on all these wonderful assets that we have here. We feel that we're really set up for development, and to try to encourage that, we've offered a few development incentives. In effect right now, we have the LRTA program, which is a 7-year tax abatement program that applies to any commercial property or any mixed-use commercial residential property borough-wide. So it doesn't matter where you have a property in the borough. If you're improving it for commercial or mixed-use purposes, you can qualify for the LRTA. So come talk to us about that, and we would be happy to give you more details. Also, just getting started this year, we probably will get started the end of this year, but we'll really be running at full force next year, is the Land Bank. And this is a program where we will actually, through state legislation that gives land banks the authority to acquire land, relieve any liens or waive any liens that are on those properties, and then transfer them to qualified developers. So we're still working through putting together the board members for that. We have to work through the policies on that end. So we think by the end of the year, early 2019, we'll be fully up and running with the land bank program. At this point, I can take, I think, 1 or 2 questions if there are any. I really appreciate your support, and just know that no matter what people say, the borough and all of our partners, we're going to remain dedicated to pull this through, because we believe in Pottstown, and we do think it's a great place to be. And one of the things that we fight on a daily basis is the perception. And I think through some of the things that we're doing with the I Pick Pottstown campaign, things that Hobart's Run is doing, Valley Forge Tourism and Convention, we're trying to change that perception. And you know what, if we can't change that perception for the people that are living here, we're going to change it for the people that are outside here and that want to come in and want to visit, because we do think we have a lot of really great things to offer. It's a lot of convenience and a lot of quality of life in 5.5 square miles, and that's really what we have here. But we're going to keep plugging away, and we're going to keep fighting against the perception. I mean, the reality is, on the crime front, over the past 3 years, we've had double-digit drops in Part 1 crimes. The police are doing an excellent job. The county, we have the county's DA office here to help assist with some of those areas that don't really help our perception. And I think we're making very good progress. I think that's true for a lot of different businesses and a lot of people in town. It's just, the reality is that it's really pretty safe. And but recognizing the perception issue, we're doing things to make people feel safer. So we have a security camera program going on right now, where we've installed 10 security cameras throughout the borough. I think when residents or visitors coming in see a security camera at the intersection, they just feel safer. We're also seeking grants right now to get some upgraded LED lighting, which will in the downtown, which will kind of help the appearance there a little bit, add a little more security to the downtown, and also improve our energy efficiency, because we'll be switching over to LEDs through that program. We're always looking to advance technology in any way that we can, but this was really a modernization that is happening in much of southeast Pennsylvania that PennDOT is funding. But it will allow us to reroute traffic. For instance, if there is an accident on 422 and traffic gets detoured on High Street, Borough Hall will be able to give the green lights on High Street to keep the traffic moving. So we are moving in that direction, and we're always looking for more opportunities in that arena. Thank you very much, everyone.